Hey, welcome to the Pinball Post. This is episode 24, believe it or not. And here we are. So, how's everybody doing? I know I'm going to be kind of casual tonight. I got in kind of late tonight. I was actually doing what's called a Blue Christmas. I don't know if anybody's heard of that before. Went to church tonight, and apparently Blue Christmas is all about people who have experienced loss or grief during the Christmas season. So I was part of that tonight, supporting a friend, and I just wanted to extend that out to you guys as well. If anybody who's experienced grief or loss is having trouble with the season this year, I will offer myself up as support for any of you that need somebody to talk to about any of that. You can connect to me either through comments in the YouTube, comments, just saying you want to talk. You can connect to me through my Discord or many other means. So let that be known. But let you know that this is the exclusive home of pinball news across the board here at RTX Pinball. A lot of people have done all kinds of stuff on Basic Fun and the arcade one-up stuff and all that stuff. I don't cover any of that. So if you're looking for that kind of information, you won't find it here. This is all about pinball, whether it be real, digital, or otherwise. So welcome everybody who's here, and let's get started. Human, welcome. It says, hey gang, Pinball Wizards, good evening. Wingo Edgy, hey all, welcome as well. Chalada Love, happy Wednesday. Leon Spiegel and a Java UK. It's getting pretty late for you, sir, so good evening all. So welcome everybody to the show. It's not going to be a terribly long show tonight. I do have quite a bit of stuff to cover, but a lot of it we've touched on, or if you've been watching my videos, you've probably covered some of it anyway, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on a lot of different topics. But we still have lots to talk about as far as Flipper Friends and Ice Gourds and all the stuff going on with all the different tournaments and stuff going on. So there's still a lot of to talk about. So we'll just play it by ear and see how long it goes. All right. So first up, let's talk a little bit. I always like to cover the real pinball stuff first. This is one that we talked about briefly last week. Kind of came to the forefront. I mentioned that Retro Ralph had mentioned it on his show. And this is what it is. So this is the part that people are having that problem with the fall of the empire for Stern Pinball. All it is this piece of metal that they've given people out. It looks like there's 4 screws for this thing. They apply it. And Retro Ralph, within a few hours of installing this, did a live stream with that Fall of the Empire Star Wars cabinet and said he did not have a single reject of that shot up to the Death Star. So apparently it's working. I've seen different reports about that. I never really had too much of a problem with that shot in real life anyway, so I'm not really sure what that was. I generally would let that ball cradle on the right flipper, and then I would shoot a basic 25% shot. If you've watched my tutorial videos at all, you know what I mean by that. It's 25% from the bottom of the flipper, which basically means that the edge of the ball is even with the tip of the flipper when I shoot it from a cradle position, and that would be a direct shot to that Death Star. And I had no problem locking that 3 times and starting multi-ball. So it is what it is. Rigel, welcome to the stream as well. 2 a.m. there, Java. I knew it was late, but holy cow, man, that is later than I expected. I appreciate you. Absolutely, man. T-Bone in the house. Good evening, RTX. Good evening to you, T-Bone. Good to have you, man. And Stein the Man, welcome, man. Awesome. You were new to my Discord this week, so welcome all. So yeah, this was a change that the Star Wars table has had, and apparently it's a pretty easy fix. So that's good things, good news all around for the real pinball world. They did do one thing I did not have a picture of or anything like that. Barrels of Fun said that they are doing did a live stream on Facebook a couple hours ago, just before I went to church tonight, and they were discussing Dune, that all orders for Dune need to be finished up before the end of the year. They're going to stop production on those, or going to pause production on Dune for a while so that they can ramp up production on Winchester to try to get those all out within 9 months. So obviously, as you know, if you've been following Real Pinball at all and Barrels of Fun, who had an amazing year between Dune and Winchester, they sold out of all 525 of those Winchester tables within 24 hours. And so now they're getting to the point where they're starting to ship those out. I thought that I would see one mid-November-ish, kind of in the Monroe area down here at Deluxe Pinball Emporium, or whatever the heck they call it. Pinball Arcade down in Monroe, Michigan, here south of me, about a half hour or so. Have not seen that yet, and they're just ramping up production on those. So looks like they're going to take 9 months to fulfill all 525 of those. 525 being the address of the Winchester Mystery House. So that's the significance of 525 if you did not already know. So yeah, and then Dune, like I said, there's pausing production of those. So if you didn't already have a Dune, or you wanted to get one and you wanted to get in there, you're going to have to do it with, I think they said, another week. So maybe before Christmas you got to get those orders in if you want a Dune pinball machine. It is an awesome machine. Got to play it at Expo. I've played it a few times. I played it at Ulix. It is an amazing machine. It is an experience like none other. Between the music and the ambiance and the vibrations of the table, the worms swallowing the ball, there's so much good going on with that table. Good stuff. Gary Cope, you're here. Well, that's good, man. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you, man. So yeah, that's the news and the real pinball world. Not a lot going on, to be honest. Everybody's just kind of, they had the Michigan State Championships that were down in Kansas City last week. I know of Sterling, a friend of mine. I played with him a couple times now. He's a very good pinball player. 22nd in the world or something like that. Anyway, speaking of 22nd in the world, I am now 22nd in the world in the virtual world pinball rankings. I've actually moved up a little bit, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. But okay, so let's start with, let's see here. We're going to start with the sales that we've seen on AtGame's website this week. They've had some couple different sales still in there. You still sound sick. I sound sick? I hope not. I haven't felt particularly good the last couple of days, but that's been more stomach stuff. So I'm getting over a little bit something. Maybe it's possible. So I apologize for that. Maybe I should drink some water. I'll slow down and do that. I'll listen to you on that one. Hopefully that helps. Okay, I am not much of a singer, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to do any of that today. Okay. So, we have some kind of obscure sales that I never knew this was a thing. I've never bought one. This was from AtGame's website yesterday. So this is like the control panel, Legends Gamer Pro. And the only reason I bring this up is because it actually has pinball buttons on this thing, believe it or not. And it comes with the puck, which apparently connects to Ethernet and to your actual TV to be able to play things. But this is basically your ALU control panel, essentially, just without the cabinet and the screen. You connect it to a TV. It's $139, and you can get into doing, you can play pinball on this thing. I think you can play all the way up to about Natural History Pack 2 on this. There's a few deluxe tables. I think they petered out after Zencor Deluxe and Space Shuttle Deluxe for this cabinet, or this AtGame's device here. $139 is a fantastic price, though. So if you wanted something to be able to kind of maybe build your own cabinet of sorts, this is just one other way you could do it. Attach this to a 32-inch screen in a vertical format, or put it up against the wall. You could go nuts with this thing. So that's Retro's normal voice. No, welcome, Ed Ben. I do have a very sultry voice, so we'll talk about my voice a little bit too. If you the mic gain's a little too hot now, I tell you what, you guys have got me to turn it up, and now it's too high, huh? Well, I'll turn it back a little bit, and we'll see if that helps. Let me know if that's too low, but and I'll talk a little lower too, so maybe that's a problem. So anyway, this is the Legends Gamer Pro with 150. Or it's your TV. It could be. I know Dicyclos has mentioned that in the past too, that his TV was giving him all kinds of fits and different things. And bonk fee in my Discord as well. So yeah, this system, $139. So that's an option. It does come with Dr. Seuss Pack 1, which includes the Grinch, which is kind of cool. So anyway, I have not seen those. I have not played that particular device at all. One device that I certainly have played is the Pinball Micro. So this guy is still on sale. It is no longer $289 though. It is now $309 on Amazon. You can get free shipping on this. So you could still get this before Christmas, I believe. I think it was like a week and a half of shipping on this. So if you're still looking to get something for your pinball fans in the house or even yourself, this is a great choice. Obviously, I have mine. I played most of my Flipper Friends tables on it this week with that, just because it was so easy to turn on and play. So that has been an option. I had a kind of a gangbusters long game of Bubble Bobble the other day. I think I had just under 200,000 points, I think. So I had a pretty good game, but even that, it's still not enough. You guys are absolutely killing it in Flipper Friends. So I can't help it. I try on those games, and I just can't seem to get it done. So I'm going to jump over to that real quick while we're talking about it. We'll talk a little bit about Flipper Friends. Since we're doing it, all right, let's jump back over. Okay, so here I am. I'm 17th. No one cares about that. Bubble Bobble. So 452,000. It was way better than I thought I did. But that's still 11th place, which tells me that you guys are still absolutely killing it on this thing. I don't know how you guys continue to play this game that long. Skull Joe with 1.3 million on this thing. Stein the Man, you're in the chat. Mad Ben, obviously, you're in the chat as well. I mean, these are some amazing scores, guys. Like, absolutely killing it on this table. Bubble Bobble is something else, man. I'm still waiting for my 4KP from the brick. Now it says January. Oh, no. That's terrible, man. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully soon. It'll be a Christmas miracle, maybe. That'd be awesome if it happened. And you can see here, I definitely have some work to do on microbes. So that is going to be my chore tomorrow, is to get on microbes and really score some big points. You guys, Med Ben, I gave up, you guys. I had to ask my Discord, how do I score points on microbes? I thought I was good at microbes once upon a time, but apparently not. So I've been digging in and trying to figure out what I needed to do, and I got some tips in there. If you're not in my Discord and you want tips on how to play these games for Flipper Friends, they do a fantastic job. Sometimes I know what I need to do, and sometimes I just can't do it. Other times I go to the community and I ask, what are you guys doing that gets you good scores? They give you some amazing tips, and it's been really good. So some top level scores this week at Flipper Friends for sure. You're not kidding, man. Pinball Wizard, you were not wrong, dude. So here's the overalls. That's kind of funny when I say it that way. The overall scores: Skull Joe, Mad Ben Han, 6-string pin. Wizard 66, Stein the Man, absolutely killing it, and now 5th. Spartacus is 6th, Sacro, Dennis B, Nexus, and Spiegel. And of course, I am a 17, a terrible 17. So I have definitely got some work to do. Hopefully we can boost those numbers up a little bit and get back into the race a little bit here. So for the winners for last week, let's talk about that. Open with photos. It keeps opening my GIMP like I want to Photoshop everything I'm trying to do. I did learn to do Photoshop this week, so that's a thing. If you guys have never seen, so I'll praise myself. I'll brag a little bit. My wife calls them eye brags. So I bragged this week that I learned how to do GIMP. Like, I had never known how to do GIMP before, and so I took the dive, and really I've tried to do Photoshop in the past and it's always failed, but I actually dove in a little bit, and you'll notice on my logo over here, do you see the logo? The does look different, doesn't it? It's because I manipulated the thing. It was originally created with AI, to be fully transparent, and I've kind of tweaked it since then, so it's changed a little bit. And it's a lot better than it once was. So I was pretty excited about that. So that was a win for sure. So here are the winners for Flipper Friends this week. And you'll notice a very interesting name on there, RetroTech X. I actually won this week, believe it or not. Folly 3 also won the big prize this week of $30 gift card, so that was pretty cool. Maximus Prime, we see him on Mox's Discord quite a bit. Sacro won another $10. PC Reaper, Dicyclos, so won a $10 gift card. So awesome to all the winners here. GIMP is a great open source program. I learned it. I was very happy with it. So, Pinball Wizard, thank you for the RTX Discord link in the description for that. Yeah, come join us. Absolutely. I cannot preach that enough. I don't really talk about it enough on here, honestly. The Discord is just an awesome place to talk about all things pinball. Everything we talk about on here, we talk about in there in so much more detail. And so much more. Everything from modding to VPX to even have a men's support channel in there, which kind of goes along with the Blue Christmas theme that we talked about when we first started. So it's just a way to give back to the community and continue to be supportive of one another, not only in our personal lives, but obviously in our pinball careers, if you will, as we are all now professional pinball players. So remember that. So those are the winners this week. Congratulations to all of you. The sad part is I talked to @Games. They still don't have a way to redeem those on device as of yet. So just hang on to those gift cards. They do not expire. So just hang on to them. You will be able to use those at some point. They're going to be a firmware drop that'll come to the HDP first and then the 4KP. And that will allow for us to use our gift cards and things like that on device. So that is coming. I don't know specifics on that or anything, but I know that it's being worked on. So, Billy Woods Mods. Evening, folks. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, man. I just talked about you and your mods channel on the Discord. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you, man. Always good stuff. Okay, next up with Flipper Friends, and this is this is interesting. We get these wonderful recaps every week. It's kind of a new thing that they've been doing. What do you think of these? So Spectre Gaming, we talked about him last week. A couple weeks ago. I told you to subscribe to his channel and watch some of his stuff. He is screaming up the Flipper Friends rankings right now. He's up another 20 ranks this week, up to 54. So he's doing a really great job. You can see a lot of different people on here. You got S. Shelton, 71, up 12 is on the rise. We talked about Mark D'Angelo, which it says Mad Angelo. Maybe that's Mad Angelo. I thought it was Mark D'Angelo, and I'm like, he's played digital now? We're all screwed because he's such a good player, and obviously the designer of Winchester Mystery House, but that is not the case. So anyway, these guys, welcome and to the community. Many of you are probably new people as well. It says the 88 new owners joined the rankings this week, so that is incredible. And we now have 2,165 players on the leaderboards. So that is encouraging for all of digital pinball to have more people every week contributing and playing in Flipper Friends tournaments. Always good to see. So Dennis B., welcome to the stream as well, man. T-Bone in the house has ended up getting the 4K control panel for $145 in tax in Canada. In Canadian, right? Yeah, just no box. No kidding, man. That's a great deal, man. Because I had mine. I think I paid $200 for that control panel for my HD back in the day. And nowadays, I think they're like $350-ish. So they're really hard to come by. Absolutely, that is a fantastic deal. It's a great deal. Yeah, Pinball Wizard, you're like, absolutely, dude. Congrats, man. Absolutely. That's a huge thing. It's really hard to come by. And it is what it is, man. So for the tables that we played this week, this was the post that they gave us. So they gave us the places you can go. Dr. Seuss table, which we've covered quite a bit in the past. I know we've talked about that one far too much, probably. It's not too bad. It's not one of the better ones, quite frankly. I like Fox and Sox, ABC, and Grinch the best. That one's not too bad. World of Microbes is awesome. I think that's the heavy hitter this week. That's a really fun game. Natural History Pack 3. Really cool game. You can actually see the animated viruses and stuff like that fly around the table. It's really cool. Bubble Bobble, I'm not a huge fan of, as I mentioned. Tower defense game, but it's awesome for kids. Awesome for newbies to the pinball world. So always good to have that one around. Even if we're not a big fan of it, it's always a good table to have for the people to play. But I think we're going to get out of those here pretty quick, and we'll discuss that too. I'm going to pull up the schedule. So as of next week, we're going to get into some better games. BS5 says, hope they bring back some Zen tables to Flipper Friends. Yeah, me too, man. There's a couple right now in the Nod tournament, which I did not have. I had a link to last week. Do I still have that picture? I do not. So they are currently playing, and I didn't play it this week at all because I knew it would still be active until Christmas next week. But you've got Charlie Brown Christmas, you've got the Grinch, which is the Dr. Seuss table, you've got Polar Expedition, which is not Zen. So Charlie Brown's the big one. That's the Zen table that they are going to be playing as part of the Nod tournament, which is the Wonderland Christmas tournament, basically, that's going on for this last 2 weeks. So I'm going to be hitting that probably this weekend and getting scores for that. And if you look at the schedule for next week's Flipper Friends, man, I just did it again. I opened it with GIMP. I'm going to have to fix that. Jeez, oh Pete. This is the stuff I should have prepared for. I didn't have it set the way I needed to. Usually I do this stuff prior to the show, but this week it did not happen. So, T-Bone in the house says the brick said next orders April for $249 Canadian. So I got on the customer service and they found 2 stores that had each up, so I scooped it up. That's awesome, man. That's the way to do it. Stop nudging me. Hello. I see you in the chat waving. Awesome, man. I think they will as long as they have Zen tables added to the HDP catalog. Yes, so Pinball Wizard, I think you're right. They're really kind of waiting. The HDP is going to have the Zen tables coming out in early part of 26, and when they start dropping those, I think that they'll do tournaments directly, so that it'll still be a unified Flipper Friends, but you'll actually have Zen tables back in the fold for that. So I think that's going to happen. So absolutely. If we have Dr. Seuss tables and those tower defense tables every week, people will start dropping like flies. Dennis B., I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that. So this week, yeah, let's zoom in. I see Med Ben Han just brought it up. This week we have some really, really good tables. So, and that's been tough to say the last couple of weeks. We had Baby Shark, and then this week we had what we had. Microbes is a good table, mind you, but this coming week on the 19th, so in 2 days' time on this Friday, we have Ninja Turtles, Frontline, and Grinch. Now, all 3 of those are pretty solid tables. Ninja Turtles, I'm a huge fan of. Great table. I gave that a 9 in my reviews. Frontline is an awesome table. I want to say I gave that a 9, maybe a 10 on that one. It's super fun. I figured out how to play it the last time we did it in Flipper Friends, so I'm really excited to get back into that table and really dig into that one. And then the Grinch. This one's, again, a Dr. Seuss table. It's probably the best of all of them, quite frankly, and it's a really fun game. It's a great seasonal game, obviously, but this one's a lot of fun. If you can get through the modes and see kind of the wizard mode, it's really cool to be able to do. You can really rack up some points on that, too, so it's a lot of fun. Soggy Bacon, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so TMNT and Frontline are both really good tables. You're not wrong, Mad Band. They are super fun tables. I did Frontline, did not dig TMNT. Soggy Bacon, you don't like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Wow, interesting. I love that table. I think it has really good flow, and it keeps you moving with the different modes that are going on. It forces you into a mode basically every 45 seconds, I think it is. It'll push you into a side mode just to keep you rolling. So that's kind of cool. I'm so excited to get my pinball and be part of the community. Thank you for all you do. T-Bone, we appreciate you, man. It's going to be awesome to have you here. Definitely, if you're interested, get connected into the Discord, too. We're already doing the Daily Grind tournament every week. You're welcome to use your cell phone for that, even for the Zen tables that we have. Anywhere you can play the games, you can connect to that and be a part of that. So you don't have to do it on @Games. The tables we play will always be available on @Games, but you don't have to play them on @Games. You can play them on consoles. You can play them on your cell phone. You can play them on Zaccaria Pinball on Steam. You can play them on VPX. Anywhere you can play them. If you have the table in real life, if that's a table that we're playing, you can throw your score in there for that too. So absolutely, if you have an arcade close by, it's always an option. So yeah, we have a couple of, I think we got really 2 or 3 good weeks here coming up. We got Turtles Frontline Grinch, we got Insect World is really fun, Elevator Action is pretty awesome actually. It's kind of like Chack and Pop but not broken, which is being fixed actually. I know that I said that there was a patch for that. It's patched on the HTTP but nowhere else just yet. I'm still waiting on the Tytoad Pack 2 patch, still waiting on that. And then Africa is pretty cool as well. I really started to like that one quite a bit. So the next couple weeks should be pretty good, leading up to the first part of next year on New Year's Eve. Or New Year's Day rather. So just for note 2, this will probably be the last pinball post of this year. I will be doing, however, something very exclusive and very fun between now and the first part of next year, however. So, if you're in my Discord, you probably already heard, but I'm going to be doing an exclusive interview with one of the designers over at Games. So, this is something that I'd been in contact with at Games with PK, the CEO over there, and he actually gave me an opportunity to do an interview with one of his designers. I'm not going to reveal the name just yet. I'll let him do that when we talk to him. But we're going to be setting up an interview in the next week, next 2 weeks, something like that, to just talk shop, basically. We're going to talk about the design process. We're going to talk about the kind of things that he likes to design, what games that he's worked on, a little bit about his resume, what work has he done in the past. I've talked to him a little bit about that. There's some really cool tidbits there to talk about. He's not going to be able to get deep into hardware or when is Star Wars coming or all that stuff. That's all at Games corporate stuff that's got to be talked about. So, but this is going to be a really cool opportunity for us to connect to at Games in a new and really cool way, to be able to see what their thought process is on at Games Originals and what his role has been in the rollout of different games for the system. So it's going to be really, really awesome. Yes, Medvan, it will be streamed live. We are going to do it live. So you can throw questions in the chat, and what we can answer, or we can ask. Obviously, there's some things that he's going to be able to talk about, some things he's not going to be able to talk about, but sure, you can absolutely throw it in the chat. Just keep it cordial. That's all I ask. I am preparing a list of questions for him. So if there's something you really want to ask him that you're passionate about and want me to ask him about it, make sure to get into the Discord and drop me a line and just say, hey, this is something I'm really interested in. Hey, I want to know how long it takes to make an At Games original from start to finish. That was a question I had. Or, what types of games does he like? Does he like 3-flipper games? Does he like Thomas Crofts? Does he like Dolby, where he makes a game so hard that you have to do multi-ball instead of the modes? Those types of things. We can ask him those types of questions. So it's going to be a good interview. I'm super excited for it. And there's hope that we can do more interviews with different segments of At Games, maybe some hardware guys, maybe some marketing, and just kind of see where it goes. It'd be interesting to see, unveil the curtain a little bit and just kind of see behind what's going on back there. So obviously they've made a lot of changes with customer service and things like that, and they've been very transparent about that. So that's all been good for the community. It looks like things are finally cleaned up. They've gone to a unified Flipper Friends, and I think we've all kind of come to the realization that that's actually been pretty cool, despite the fact that we don't have the Zen tables just yet. As far as the tournaments, it is coming. So there's a lot of good to be talked about. So I can't wait for that. T-Bone. Oh, you're Ryan. Oh, see, I didn't know that. My apologies, T-Bone/Ryan. You're right. You are in the Discord. So good to know. Okay. I didn't connect that. I apologize. See, people, for whatever reason, the YouTube naming standards and the Discord stuff doesn't always match. And so, Stop Nudging Me is Pac-Man's daddy or something. It's Pac-Man's... what is it? Pac-Man's dad? Pac-Man's son? I think it's Pac-Man's dad is what it is. Stop Nudging Me. So I know you were in the chat. So that's pretty funny. I've tried to get everybody's name appropriate across. Yeah, he's laughing at me. I knew it. So not Pac-Man's daddy. I think it's Pac-Man's dad. So it sounds a lot better. Anyway, so you're saying he's a he? It is a he, yes. I'll give that away. It is a he. He is a designer at Games. I'm not going to give it away just yet.
But he's done some amazing work for a long time in the pinball space. So it's really cool to hear a little bit about what he's done and what he's doing at Games now, what he's worked on. I know a little bit of what he's worked on, but I'd love to hear him talk about it and give you guys a little bit of that juicy information as well. So Pac-Man's dead. I think that's right. I hope. Now I gotta check my Discord. Is that right or not? I don't even know. I'm gonna go check it real quick. I'm probably dead wrong. That's the funniest part, is I'm probably way wrong on this. Where are you at? Yeah, Pac-Man's dead. Okay, I got it. Okay. It's not Pac-Man's daddy, but I apologize, man. That's terrible. One of these days I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until I know for sure, but there's no I can't help myself, man. All right. So another big thing that was talked about this week, and this is a big one. So I'm excited about this. We got a new game coming tomorrow, which I will be doing a review on, and I'll probably do a live stream of this one too. I didn't do that very timely, quite frankly, on Tropical Deluxe, but I'll make sure to do a better job of that this week with Mexico Deluxe. So if you've heard about Mexico Deluxe or you've been playing it on Zaccaria Pinball, you know that this one's actually a really, really fun table. Get ready to celebrate the color, the culture, and the non-stop excitement of Mexico Deluxe, launching tomorrow, noon Eastern Time or 9 a.m. Pacific Time. This is a reimagining of the 86 Mexico table, and this is a lot of fun. This is a great table. It is absolutely beautiful. It has all of the the Dawn of the Dead colorization and artwork. It looks really, really cool. I played this game for probably a couple months. It's really, really good. I'll pull up a better picture so you can actually see the playfield a little bit, and we'll go from there. Pop this open like that. All right, so here it is. Oh, geez, this GIMP is gonna get in my way again. So here is the table. This is a beautiful table. If you look at this thing, look at the artwork on this thing. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it has two dancing people on the slingshots. You have like the skeletons, a guy here with a sombrero, and the woman over here dancing on the slingshots. You have a section here for football, which makes perfect sense. Football/soccer, depending on where you are in the world. Some really cool elements. It does have 6 flippers, so that's significantly less flippers than Tropical Deluxe. So everybody who was complaining about Tropical Deluxe, you can't complain about the number of flippers this week. There's only 6 of them. So it is really cool. This has some really nice shots too. Like they require you sometimes to do shots that will go. You have a shot that goes directly to the upper playfields. You don't have to unlock them. So you can actually utilize those 3 playfields all the time, and it has a pretty good flow for it as well. Daily grind for Mexico Deluxe tomorrow? No, we will have a day off tomorrow for Mexico Deluxe. So I'll throw it in the I'll throw it in the daily grind. You can post scores to it and stuff. But you're right. We're gonna have the day off, so you can play Mexico Deluxe. We'll put it up in there, and everybody can compete on it and see what you guys think of it. Super fun. I'm really excited for this one. You guys, I think, are really going to like this one. I haven't given it a full review as of yet, and I'll be posting that tomorrow. I have my idea of what I'm going to rank it, but I'm not going to give that away just yet. So, super cool table. Stop nudging me. I made a Twitch account a while back. I thought it would be funny if Dad of Pac-Man made a Twitch account. Followed me ever since. That's hilarious. Leon Spiegel says solid table. So I know you play Zaccaria Pinball quite a bit. It's awesome. And the daily grind, yeah, we talked about that. So, all right. One other thing pertaining to Zaccaria Pinball. So we had some big news with Zaccaria Pinball this week, and I'm going to do a little bit of a drop for this too. So, if you're not familiar with it, it's Flash. Welcome here, Tristan. Tristan is It's Flash. He's my son, my awesome son, my firstborn son. Anyway, he's here. Mexico, it'll only cost 144 pesos. Dennis B, thank you for that knowledge. That's completely useless knowledge that now I know. So, all right. So the big news this week is it's Zaccaria, technically Zaccaria, depending on who you talk to. Zaccaria is sometimes how it's pronounced, depending on where you are in the world. They pronounce it a couple different ways. So this is the game that came out for Zaccaria Pinball called Winter Sports Deluxe. And what you don't know about this, if you didn't already know, you're going to get a lesson here. This table was voiced by yours truly.
Called Winter Sports Deluxe. And I'm super happy to say that this game is a game that I actually did the voice work for, and I was asked to do it, and I am absolutely thrilled that the game came out. It's a pretty cool game, and we're going to play it today.
Here, we'll jump ahead just briefly. Listen for the voices.
Three flipper design, and then there's an upper playfield. Oh, that was rough, but the slopes meeting won me a chance to kneel. So wild. Okay.
So here's the intro.
Turn up the volume here.
Ice and speed? Let's see if you got what it takes.
Right?
So there you go. I did the voice work for this game, and it was an amazing adventure to be able to go through and do the script for this. I did a whole review and video on this if you want. I did put the description or the link to this in the description of this video if you want to check it out. But Winter Sports Deluxe. So with that, for your GIMP issue, right click on the image, click open with, click, yeah, I know, I gotta do it, Jabba. I gotta fix that. His male figure skater voice is the best. Dennis B. I tell you, he's always gonna beat me up on that. I love it. So with that, if you've been playing Zaccaria Pinball, however you want to say this, I'm gonna drop a code for the game in the chat, and anybody who has it on Steam is welcome to pick that game up. We'll go ahead and do this for you. And I want people who have an opportunity to play this game to go ahead and pick it up. There's the link in the chat. Go ahead, get that code, play the game, tell me what you think of it. Giving it away, enjoy. We're going to give away 2 more of those codes throughout this video. And so if you play Zaccaria Pinball on Steam, you're going to get a chance to actually check that out. So thought that would be fun, and I wanted to make sure that you guys all have an opportunity, if you haven't already, to be able to play the game and really enjoy it. I loved doing the voice work for it. There was 75 lines that I had to rehearse and do throughout the time. I did 73 initially, and they came back and wanted 2 more for a couple different things. So that was really cool to do. Excited to do it, and like I said, it's a lot of fun. So if you need to take the opportunity, run over to Steam right now, enter in that code, and you can get a chance to play the game. Winter Sports Deluxe is a tough table. Leon, you are not kidding, man. I have played this game thinking that I could do good at it. I think I'm currently 2nd in the arcade ranks and 4th in the simulation ranks for it. It is a tough game. It is a 3-flipper table, but the 3rd flipper is really only good for getting your multipliers up and to take an epic jackpot shot, which is pretty difficult. But it's a fun table. Once you start getting into the modes, it's actually really, really cool. So I've dug into it a few times and had a really good time with it. But it can be pretty tough. For whatever reason, on the Legion Go, I really struggle with nudging and stuff like that. So when this does, in fact, come to the at-game system, I'm going to be absolutely pumped to play it on there. It is a little weird to be able to hear my own voice voicing a table, but Zach needs to work your tagline into their next table release. Oh yeah, 1 ball for greatness. I would love that. I would actually love that, Soggy Bacon. And I mentioned too, like during this review, I'm like, I wonder if they could take my sticker this logo right here, put that logo on the back of the snowboarder's helmet, I think that would have been a cool addition, but there's no reason for them to do that. I mean, they're designing the table, but did you use your late night 1-900 voice? You're darn right, Mad Ben. I tried to do, I didn't exactly do Steve Ritchie's Black Knight type of voice. Give me all your money. Or, when does the actual fighting start? I didn't go that far, but yeah, I definitely had to firm up my belly a little bit and say the lines with some gravelness to them to make it sound good. So that was pretty fun. What did you actually record it? Or did you do a pop filter or echo reducer? No, I didn't do any of that. I just did a straight up sound recording. I had to be real cognizant about what was in my environment, turning off the fans for the pinball machines and making sure I had foam up for trying to reduce echoes and things like that. I had to record in wave format so that I had to get it's lossless so that they can edit things properly. There's all stuff like that. When is your hockey jersey merch coming? That is just a custom jersey. I don't know if you've seen that, Ryan. Yeah, I didn't actually do that as merch. I actually did that through Amazon. I think it was like $65 or something like that. So I'm happy to give the logo and stuff away if people want to be able to do that. So that's an option. They likely added some reverb to it. Pinball Wizard, I think you're right. It definitely, when I first heard it, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds really, really kind of goofy. But you're right, there is some effect that they added to the voice. So there is something there to that for sure. So, but yeah, I was really excited to do it. It's a lot of fun. I tell you what, I never expected it to be, I never expected to be asked, first of all. I said it in just a random video. I did it in a random video just to kind of just to let them know and be like, hey, I would love to do the voice for a game if you ever need somebody. And lo and behold, on a random Thursday morning, they said, hey, would you be willing to do the voice for a game for us? And I'm like, yes, absolutely, I would love that. I said, yeah, get me a script and I'll rip some lines. And I did a couple alternates here and there of different things. Like they had it worded a certain way, and I changed the wording just a little bit and gave them an alternate, and they could choose which one they liked. So that was really cool. So, which pin has the best callouts? Medieval Madness, Getaway, Pete G. What table has the best callouts? Oh man, I would be partial to a Black Knight, like Sword of Rage. The new Stern pinball table, I think, has the best callouts of anything. Where he's mocking the user. Medieval Madness is a really good one. There's some any table that has a good villain usually has really good callouts. Attack from Mars has some good ones. In fact, when you miss the alien during the if you got like one alien jumping in Attack from Mars and you miss him, he goes, ha ha, you missed me. It's hilarious. I love that type of stuff. So Nature's Fury is a great all-around table until it crashes. Yeah. Hard to beat Nature's Fury. Yeah, you're right. It is. If At Games is looking for some new table themes, a hockey-themed one would be great. Tons of soccer available, zero hockey. BS5, you are so right. It's funny that they put hockey on the Winter Sports Deluxe table because there's no really hockey references. It's really more skiing and snowboarding. And then they had the bobsled and stuff. But they didn't, if you look at the side of the cabinet, it actually shows a hockey player. But they don't really cover that. They have ice skates, figure skates on the actual slingshots in that table, but they don't really fall into that at all. I would have loved to have seen more of a hockey theme for sure. I think that would be awesome. I'm with you, hockey table. Yeah, Ryan, you're not kidding, man. I don't even watch hockey, but I would love the theme. I think it would be awesome. You could even do a black pinball, I think. Do black pinball instead of a chrome one and make it look like a hockey puck. And then you'd have a goalie at the top, just kind of like World Cup soccer, but with a hockey theme. I think it'd be awesome. Do Olympics, whatever. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, Olympic hockey, 76, right? There's a solid state machine already called that? No kidding. I know there is some, I think they have there's a Gordie Howe one, I think. or maybe it's Bobby Orr. It's one of those two. It might be Bobby Orr or Gordie Howe. I know there is a hockey theme, but it's quite old. It's from the 70s. So that they are out there. But you're right. There is definitely some out there. Still first on Winter Sports Deluxe and Arcade Mode. I know, Jabba. You still got my score. I'm still coming for you, man. I'm still coming for you on that. If they make a hockey table, they better have extra bouncy physics. Come on, stop nudging me. You gotta be kidding me, man. Leroy Jenkins. At least I got chicken. Suggested to at games. It is Bobby Orr. Thank you for that. Stop nudging me. I thought it was Gordie Howe, but yeah, I got to thinking, and yeah, I want to say that's a it's not Williams. I'm trying to think of who actually did that table. I don't think it's Williams. It's not. That was long before Stern was a thing. It might even be a Gottlieb. I'm not sure. Nudging, not judging. The defenseman from the Bruins. Yeah, Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr is on VPX. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that, Pinball Wizard. Cool. 1972. Wow. So yeah, there's that. All right. So hopefully you guys seen the other drop of a code there. I want to make sure you guys are using those codes. If not, let me know. I'll have to check, I guess. But yeah, we want to make sure those get used. And I'm going to drop one more right now so you have it. Boom! There you go. So Winter Sports Deluxe, definitely check that game out. I loved it. I think it's a lot of fun. Cannot wait for it to come to at games. It's going to be a really fun table. Are you going to keep the TMNT table? I have no idea. I don't think so. I'm saving the box. It's in the basement. When they ask for it back, I'll give it back to them. So I'm hoping to hang on to it long enough to play Zen tables on it. That is my desire. I'm hoping to be able to do some of that and maybe do some firmware testing and things like that as well. So that is what I'm focused on at this point. But we'll see. We don't know. Okay, next up, we got to talk a little bit about the World Pinball Rankings. So we're going to jump over to, let's see, we're going to go ahead and expand this over here behind the scenes. And we're going to go over to this here. I know, I'm juggling all kinds of stuff right now, guys. Sorry about that. So we're going to go to the IFPA Flipper Friends boards. We'll turn this off. Click on that. Okay, here we are in the IFPA rankings for the week. We actually got some updates, which was kind of cool. They've been much better about ranking stuff. We've seen the recap earlier. We talked about that. So here's the new rankings. Saki Bacon says a Slapshot movie or table would have been awesome on VPX. Oh my gosh, you're so right, man. Yikes, the aged Blackhawks Bobby Orr. Oh yeah, that's funny. Is it the Blackhawks Bobby Orr and not the Boston Bruins Bobby Orr? That would be funny. My machine says Bobby Orr was a Bally 7778. Wow. Thank you for the code. I did grab one for the first one. Awesome, Dennis B. Welcome, man. Hope you enjoy the game. If not, my voice will put you to sleep. I apologize for that. So, Leon Spiegel says a sports series of tables would be great. No baseball. Could be a little league even. Football, Friday night football, and some hoops of some sort. So we did just hear from Mel Kirk in that Blockade interview that NBA Fast Break is going to be coming to the Zen ecosystem in year 27. So not in 26, but sounds like in 2027 we'll get NBA Fast Break. So that's coming. So that'd be exciting. Stop Nudging Me says I would want a Red Wings versus Avalanche table based on the rivalry. Dude, that would be awesome. Have goalie fights in the DMD. That would be awesome. Osgood. No, it was Mike Vernon at the time. I think it was Mike Vernon and Patrick Waugh fighting at center ice. And then obviously Osgood was one of my favorite goalies and stuff. Man, you get me started on hockey. I love it. I'm a huge hockey fan. So the rankings for the IFPA did update. So this was kind of cool. With all this unified stuff, we're getting a lot more players playing, and because we have a lot more players playing, a lot more points are being distributed. So you can see here that the rankings have gone off the charts now. You can see everybody's kind of moving up and down. I was basically 25th for the last year. I've actually moved up to 22nd now. And with any luck, I can maybe pass Chelada Love this week. We'll see. I know Chelada Love, you were in the chat, so hopefully I can beat you out. We'll see. We're gonna try. Between this week's Flipper Friends and Nod, I'm hoping to maybe have a chance to get the points. I need quite a few, but it's not insurmountable. I mean, we're talking 9 points is not that big a deal, honestly. So I'm hoping to have a chance there. And then Ryan Batesta is coming after me too, so. You gotta do these tournaments every single week to stay on it. Otherwise, you're gonna get beat. So, Hextall was a beast. Oh, dude, you're not kidding, man. He was great at hitting the goalie goals too, which is really cool. Ice Fever Rigel says from 80 Gottlieb 85. That's cool. Fast break is gonna need an active backglass. Not really, Dennis B. It's just the ball gets thrown, doesn't it? It's kind of like Circus Voltaire, isn't it? Save money and avoid the license. Yeah, I mean, you could just do straight up hockey. You could do hockey without doing an NHL hockey game and you'd be just fine. Or do like AHL or something if you really wanted to do all the AHL teams. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, or even, what's the one, the Ontario Hockey League, right? You could kind of play to the Canadian crowd and do the Ontario Hockey League. You got like the London Knights and all those teams would be kind of cool. Penguins fan here. Hextall set us back a couple years. Terrible GM. BS5, I'm so sorry, man. If you're Penguins fan, you don't have much to cry about. You have had Sidney Crosby and Malkin all those years, and so I have no problem giving you all that. You had some great years, so yeah. So anyway, the IFP ratings have been updating. Those have been actually really cool to see. Excited to see that kind of change and grow as it has. So, man, we got really talking about a hockey table. That is really cool. One thing I do want to do, I started to design my own pinball table. I don't know if anybody else has ever done this. I started to sketch it out. I've got ideas of how a table I would want to play looks, and so I've been starting to sketch it out. And I may do some wakeboarding and maybe even dabble with virtual pinball to actually do a digital version of it. So that's going to be something that I want to play with. And if any of you guys are really good at VPX and or virtual pinball, had an actual design with it, I'd be awesome. I'd love to work with you to try to figure out how to play it or how to design for that. So if you're good at that, let me know. I would love to pick your brain and try to learn some of that. Like I said, I have an idea of how I would want it to play, and I've got, I have my style for sure. I know some of you probably are like, oh, that's definitely a 3-flipper design. You're right, it's a 3-flipper design. It has an underplay field. It would be something that Magic Pixel could absolutely do if they ever wanted to do my table. It would be fun. I've already got it figured out. I'm a huge Scott Denisi fan, so between Scott Denisi and a 3-flipper design, you can kind of get a feel for what that table would be like. I think it would be awesome. Blades of Steel. See, there's a voice for you. I love Blades of Steel. Double Dibble. That was a great game back in the day too. You could definitely architect that. Oh, for sure, man. Absolutely. Tristan, you know I could, man. The PWHL is really good women's hockey. I agree, Ryan. I wish they had more of those games televised. There's some really good hockey players. Women's hockey is pretty awesome, actually. It's not like women's basketball where it's like it's kind of a dumbed down game because of the height and what they can do and stuff. But women's hockey is legit, man. It's some really good play. PK should hear he's got a hockey audience waiting. Yeah, if he's in the chat listening or seeing this, noticing that there's all the hockey fans out there, there's a lot of hockey love here. I mean, this chat is just blown up about hockey as a possible hockey table. So maybe when we have our designer from At Games on, when we do the interview, we could talk to him and say, hey, any thoughts about doing some sports tables? I would love to see a actual football table and a hockey table, or there's other sports that we could do. That would be really cool. Blades of Steel was awesome. Ray Delatorre. Oh, man, you're speaking my language, man. I would absolutely dig a hockey table. And if they did a black ball, I think that would be really cool as a as a way to make it look like a hockey puck sliding around the table, and it would actually be a ball, and you could shoot on goal. And can you imagine? Think of this: if you're playing a hockey game and you have the ball and it hits the post of the goal, you'd have that ping sound like you'd have in hockey when it hit the goal post. That would be a sweet sound in pinball. It would be absolutely iconic. That would sound so good. You could have icing. You could have the organ playing. You have the hockey organ would be awesome for a pinball table. Oh man, there's so many good ideas there. I'd be all over that. Soccer Kings was great, but make it a series of stuff like that. PG, you're so right, man. Blades of Steel with a black ball would be awesome, right? You should do an abstract pinball challenge. Is like trying to play with only nudges and a right flipper or a wheel you have to spin for handicaps. Whew. Tristan, you're getting complex, man. I like it. I like the ideas. Good idea on the ball being a puck, right? Lock balls in the penalty box. Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. Yeah, you could totally make it look like a... the problem would be that actually it works out if you have a black ball and you have a white background for a hockey rink, dude, it could totally work. You could put the penalty box on one side and you would shoot it up in there and you would lock a ball. You do that 3 times. Maybe do some drop targets that would look like hockey players that you'd have to knock out of the way, and then you'd lock the ball. I mean, there's some really good ideas there. So I love it. Winter Olympics coming. Team USA Hockey would be sick. Absolutely. And you wouldn't think USA Hockey would be that difficult of a license to get. Maybe it would be, because it's generic. You wouldn't have a player necessarily, but knocking down drop targets that are teeth and a mouth, soggy bacon. That's a great idea, man. We gotta shop this, man. We gotta put this together. I know some of you are already running to ChatGPT right now to do a hockey-themed pinball table playfield. So do that. Drop it in my Discord. I'd love to see that if you haven't already done it. I wish we had one more company making digital pinball tables for the 4KP. Ray Delatorre, dude, that would be awesome. If we had a third pillar of pinball tables coming to the at-game system, or even, I would love to see Demon's Tilt. Give me Demon's Tilt. Give me some of those Steam games that are pixel art pinball. That would be awesome to see. I mean, could they do Yoku's... What's the Yoku's Express pinball / role-playing game? Could you bring that to at-games in a vertical format? I don't know. I think maybe those would be kind of awesome to play. There's some opportunity there. I would love to see that too, quite frankly. You could have the goalie waving back and forth like World Cup soccer. Yeah, absolutely, Dennis B. We talked about that. Include a Zamboni. There you go. You could absolutely have a Zamboni. Or you could stop every time you lose a ball, it would do a Zamboni across the DMD because you have 3 balls, 3 periods. It could totally work. There's so many great ideas there. That there's a really nice chair. You talking about this chair? Oh, Tristan. This one doesn't squeak. This one doesn't squeak, at least. That was the biggest problem before. Let's get a chat going in Discord about our RTX Dream Hockey League. Pinball Wizard, you got me, man. I'm in. Get the old NES hockey look like Zamboni guy cleaning up your DMD. Awesome. That'd be awesome work, man. Yeah, Demon's Tilt for sure would be great. Put it on the 4KP. I would totally buy that. Demon's Tilt, man, and use the pinball flippers and it'd be awesome. They could absolutely do it. Those types of things, I know that's a little out there, but man, if you could put that on the system, it's a pretty simple game. It's pixel art. I mean, it could absolutely work. Pinball Deluxe Reloaded would be cool on at games. I have not seen that Legend Odinson. I've seen the Malsby's pinball. Those are pretty old school on Steam. They play okay. There's some good tables there. They would need to be... The physics are not the greatest on some of those, but pretty cool. Pinball hockey tournaments. I heard you guys flamed this guy in his chair. Yeah, Tristan, they destroyed me about my stupid chairs. So when I got the new one, it was like a big special thing. I had to do a short to tell everybody that I got a new chair. It was quite funny. I wonder why At Games has not gotten any of the updated Zaccaria tables. Lots there that still aren't on At Games. So Legend Odinson, are you talking about the artwork? Because the artwork, I think we're all still trying to get At Games to do the artwork shift over to the Steam versions. That would be awesome. I have to believe the EM Plus tables are going to come over to At Games, I would think. Those just came out though on Zaccaria, so maybe it's 3-4 months before those start to come out at Games. But I would love to see those. There's some really good ones. I love Battle. Battle's really cool. Locomotion's pretty cool. What's the one we just got? Oh, Supersonic EM Plus is awesome. That's a really cool table. There's Spooky EM Plus is really cool. Some really good tables there. Deluxe Reloaded is on Steam and Android, my favorite. Good tables, mostly more traditional. I gotta check that out. That's on Steam. I'm gonna have to check it out, man. Absolutely, I'll do that. The artwork on EM Plus, Postal, and Blood West. Blood West, I don't think will ever come to At Games because it's more of a mature theme, kind of like Postal. I don't think those will come either. We did get the Primal Carnage ones though, and one of those is AMA, so you can't rule it out. Maybe it'll happen. That'd be cool. I have to believe the EM Pluses would come. They're perfect. They're in the series. They fit the theming. I'd have to believe that those would come. That'd be really awesome. The Blood West tables, I actually did a review of those this week. There's some really good tables there too. The remake in particular is really cool. They are a little darker, and they have some darker themes, devil horns and things like that. But it fits the theme. And from what I understand, those are not AI art. So the Blood West games are not AI. They use the artwork directly from the IP. So Zaccaria Pinball actually clarified that in the comments in my last video on that. So that was really cool to see. So the art improvement thing on something like Red Show is night and day. Definitely want the updated art. PG, I am so with you. And that's not all they did. On Red Show and on Spooky Deluxe, they actually updated not only the artwork, but they also updated the music for those two games. And Red Show Deluxe in particular has a huge improvement for the artwork and for the music. It's a much, much better version. I think it would boost sales, and those games would definitely sell better if they had the updated artwork. I absolutely agree with you. Some of the artwork on the older At Games versions is quite poor. In particularly House of Diamonds, some of those, the artwork is dreadful. So if they updated those, it would really make them a lot better. We have Chucky, we have The Thing. How much more adult are Postal and Blood West? Well, Postal, for example, it has some pretty bad cussing in it. So we don't have that in Chucky. I mean, you do have some cuss words, and you do have some cuss words in The Thing too. So yeah, I guess you're right. And we do have parental controls. It's not like they couldn't do it. KI was a travesty, disservice to the IP. Soggy bacon. I know, man. KI could have been better. I'll agree. I agree with you on that one. Killer Instinct could have definitely been better, but Primal Carnage games rated G for good God, these tables suck. You know, the Primal Carnage tables needed some love, quite frankly. The Deluxe table, if the capture holes were fixed, I think would be a much better table. And I've played the remake table on Steam now, and I actually like the remake table of Primal Carnage. I wish that one would come to At Games. I would buy that one. Would you guys buy that one if you had an option for the Primal Carnage remake? Would you buy it? We never got that one on At Games. Let me know in the chat if you would buy that one. Sea of Thieves is so freaking good. It gets better the more you play it. Pete G, you are so right. Sea of Thieves is my most loved table that they did for the At Games system so far. The At Games originals. Love that table. The deepest rule set of any of the games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the one that's probably closest to that. But Sea of Thieves, between the Kraken, the Cannonball modes, the treasure quests, and the fighting the fortresses, Sea of Thieves is absolutely fantastic. Completely agree with you. Not even close. Epic Games has given away a free copy of Hogwarts Legacy for the PC. I think that's only for the week, though, isn't it, Jabba? Isn't that correct? I seen that too, and I'm like, it's gaming, so I didn't really check it out. But I know I did see it, but I thought it was only good for the week. If that's a free copy of Hogwarts Legacy for PC, people might actually care about that. So, Stop Nudging Me says, I only played Sea of Thieves like 3 times. People keep saying how great it is. Dude, it's a great table. You got to dig into the rule set, though. I did a full tutorial on that one if you haven't seen it. Fantastic table. I can't stand the dust clouds or whatever obstructing the view on many of the natural history and Dr. Seuss tables. They don't do it on the Dr. Seuss tables, but they do it on exoplanets, which is really a shame. They did it on Dinosaur Dynasty. They did it on The Last Ice Age. I can't remember if they do it on Polar Expedition. I think they did. They didn't do it on Egypt or any of those. They didn't do it on Africa. They didn't do it on Amazonia. But yes, there's a few that really do that. The only one that affects the ball, though, is exoplanets. The nebula actually slows down the ball around your flippers, and it drives me crazy. And I love exoplanets. But you're right, that one absolutely does it. Amazonia does too. I couldn't remember if that one had clouds or not. That's a shame. Legend Odinson says, I always go back to the original Zaccaria and Gottlieb tables. I like the Taito ones except the invasion modes. Yeah, I do too. The Taito games are all great. Check and Pop is great. Frontline's great. Rastan Saga is great. Arkanoid I still love, even though it hates me, but I love it. Yeah, there's some really good tables there. I completely agree. Elevator Action's pretty good. We'll play that one next week. Dr. Seuss has balloons and other stuff that gets in the way. You're absolutely right. And even some of the new Zen tables do that too. Space Station in particular has the space shuttle that'll actually get in the way of the flippers or the guys flying around on the jetpacks. Bride of Pinball has some of that. The space shuttle will get in the way at times. So there's definitely some stuff that digital pinball, you expect some of that. I don't mind it necessarily, but if you could turn it off, it's even better. But you really can't do that on the Magic Pixel tables. You're stuck with them. So don't forget Darius, the best of Taito. Absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that, Dennis B. You're absolutely. That's my favorite Taito game is Darius. That's a 10 for me. That's an absolutely awesome table. Battletoads is fun, but drains like crazy. Legend, you ain't kidding, man. Battletoads, I would love to love that game, but I just cannot. And PG Darius is a banger. Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. The Ice Age one will fully obstruct the upper playfield. Yes, it does. You are so right. On the upper left-hand side, when that snow cloud comes, it can completely cover that playfield. It's completely useless at that point. Do you have any videos on the 4KP to put the shooters on it? How to put them on it? I've put vertical shooters on my 4KP and done videos of that. That has been super fun. Any Pinball FX table, I always turn off the special effects. That's fair. You can do that. Love the sounds of the original Zaccaria tables. They're very generic, Odinson, but that's the joy of them on the original solid states and EMs. It's all the beeps and bops and blinks and clanks and bangs and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. So, absolutely. A great chat, guys. I love this stuff, man. You guys absolutely killed it this week. One last thing we're going to cover. The ice scored for the Discord for this week, and then we'll call it a week. So let's zoom this up. We had an incredible week of ice scored for the Daily Grind. So this is this week's final finale. You got another hour to finish up on Lights, Camera, Action. So this week we played in VR. We played the Addams Family, where Ballydurn is still holding strong with 654 million points. Million people. Addams Family is a hard table, and these scores are absolutely incredible. Even Dennis B, 314 million is insane. You guys are absolutely killing it. The Lord of the Rings and Space Cadet Galaxy Edition were our VPX tables of the week. These were awesome tables. What a wonderful selection of tables. VPX, we do weekly grinds for those because we don't know about how the launcher is going to, if the launcher is going to be good for the whole week. And then people have to install them and stuff like that. So VPX, we do 2 tables a week. VR, we do 1 table a week. And then we do a daily grind for an At Games available table throughout the week. So last week we had Tropical Deluxe as our release week. Then we had Black Rose, Secrets of Croft Manor, Tomb Raider, Godzilla Pinball, Magic Castle Deluxe, Circus Remake, and today is Lights, Camera, Action. So these were the final scores. You see over here on the far right, or on the far left here, the top 3 finishers for this week as far as consistency across the board for their scores versus how many times they participated. Ballydurn won that competition with 870 overall points. Soggy Bacon number 2 and Jabba number 3. So that was really cool. So all these scores will be wiped out as of tomorrow, and we'll have a whole new week of daily grind tables every single day. The participation in this series has been absolutely awesome. We're getting about between 9 to 10 people per day playing these tables. I'm so excited about that. And if you don't want to play a table or you don't own it, you don't have to play it. This is all for bragging rights and all for the strategies and things like that. So. Love to have you guys participate. There is links to the Discord and the Daily Grind iScored available in the description of this video. If that's something you are interested in doing, let me know. You can contact me through the comments of this video or through the Discord. There's lots of different ways, but you're welcome to participate. If you win the day, you'll get to choose the game for the following day. So let me know. We'll have to work that out if you're not in the Discord, how we do that. But absolutely give it a go. I hope you guys enjoy it. It is a really fun tournament. We have a lot of fun doing it. And it's just been a wonderful way to keep everybody going and having a really good time. So lastly, let's give it up to some of our content creators. So we want to talk briefly about Chalada Love's channel. I think he's going to be doing some VPX tomorrow. I hope. I did not see him on Tuesday for some reason or another. How do you join? So there is an open link in the description of this video, Odinson. If you want to do the iScore directly, you can do that. If you want to join the Discord, you can certainly do that. Discord is where you'll get all the conversation tips and strategies and stuff like that. If you just want to participate in the tournament, you can just go to the iScored link and take a picture of your screenshot and load it up, and you're in. So you can do that. All you have is the At Games Micro and Switch, and that's fine. So that's perfectly fine. All the games that we talk about, Odinson, will be available on At Games. Some days it'll be a Zen table, so those wouldn't be available to you, but there's no loss if you can't do them. But if you have the Switch, you could still play the Switch version of the Zen tables too and post those scores. So you could still participate that way. And then there's also your mobile phone. So if you have Zen Pinball World on your cell phone, that is an option too. I've done that on days that I couldn't get to the pinball machine, so there's an option as well. So definitely check out Chalada Love if he does his stream tomorrow. And then tomorrow night also, Yo Retro will be available. They're going to be going through Mexico Deluxe the same way I will. They'll give their review and their takes on that game as well. And then in a couple weeks, we'll have the Wizard Room back. They're going to be doing flipper battles again. They're going to be doing a competition on Monster Bash. So there'll be 3 teams, looks like. I don't know if you've seen the rankings for that. So there'll be a really cool competition on the Wizard Room as well. So remember, this is Tomato Grass's channel, so definitely check him out if you're not already subscribed. And get in there and just see what you guys think of it. All right. More on all the daily grinds and RTX Discord. Absolutely, definitely check that out. If you haven't already liked liked or subscribed to this channel, please do so. I hope that you enjoy the content that we do. We've, believe it or not, covered over an hour and 15 minutes of stuff this week. I didn't think we had that much stuff to cover, but you guys blew up the chat and made this a wonderful hour to talk about. So 6 will probably hate on Mexico Deluxe. That's not true, Leon. It's only got 6 flippers, so he'll probably love it. So he loved Baby Shark, but not Tropical Deluxe. So whatever. I don't know, man. Join the Discord. Link to RTX Discord in the video description. Daily Grind weekend tournaments, VR tournaments. Absolutely. It's not just tournaments. We cover everything from real pinball, digital pinball, V-pins. We talk about our families. There's a men's support channel, as I mentioned. There's the merch channel, the swag channel, if you will, for my stuff, if you're interested in any of that. All kinds of good stuff in the Discord. But not everybody does Discord, so I totally get it if it's not something for you. So, Six might love the trippy vibe of the 420 table. Hey, man, right? It might be Soggy Bacon. You might actually be wait. And Dennis Mangiel, yeah, you can't wait for Mexico. It's a cool table. It's a cool table. If you've never played it, you guys are in for a treat. It is really fun. Really looking forward to playing it. I'll probably stream it. I might stream it right at noon tomorrow, and I'm going to have my review drop as well. So you'll be able to see the review on it. And then, did I miss the show? Yes, you did, Dennis. I'm just finishing up. You'll have to watch it on a replay. I apologize for that. Tried to do 9 o'clock. Luckily, I made it back in time. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. As I said, this will be the last official pinball post until after the new year. So I hope you guys enjoy pinball as much as you can, enjoy your families as much as you can, and really be safe. As I mentioned in the beginning part of the show, if you are having a blue Christmas and you need somebody to talk to, I am always available and willing to talk to you about anything. Completely confidential. I offer myself up as that to be that for you. We all go through, there's grief and loss around this holiday season. It can be really hard on people. So definitely consider that if it's something you need to reach out and be part of the brotherhood. I'm absolutely love to have you. I'd love to talk to you. So, all right, guys, 75 minutes in. Can you believe it? I know, man. All right, I guess that's all I have to say left then, and you probably know what it's going to be. You only need one ball for greatness, guys. Keep plunging, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.